Welcome to How to Retail. I'm Ryan Edwards and today we're in Christchurch at Food for Thought. We're about to meet Danielle, so let's go and see her.
My name's Danielle Knox and this is our family business Food for Thought, which is an eco-friendly grocer.
How did the idea of Food for Thought come about?
So it was my husband's suggestion. He suggested I opened like a bin-in type style shop in Ferrymead after we did our groceries one day. Like we just saw all the plastic that we were coming home with. It was more than the food. So he suggested that I did it because I have opened businesses before. The next day he was looking at commercial locations and it just sort of rolled really fast.
Has sustainability always been a passion of yours?
Not necessarily a passion, but I guess like we all hear that we have to do better for the environment, we have to do better for our children, for our grandchildren, all of that sort of stuff, and I guess someone has to start it. So we did want to shop plastic free, but there was just nothing sort of in our location where we could do it. We are busy working parents, so it's not sort of attainable to go to the other side of town weekly to continue shopping plastic free. So it was just sort of one of those things that it was like, let's do it so we can do it, and then there'll be a flow-on effect. When you've got a kid in nappies, your red bin piles up pretty fast, so I guess that sort of showed how much plastic families do use, and we just wanted to change that for ourselves and then ultimately our community.
What do you think the point of difference is with Food for Thought?
So originally Charlie's idea was that it was going to be refillery, like just the bins, whereas I was like, let's make it as much as a one-stop shop as possible. Let's get like kitchenware, toiletries, all of that sort of stuff. That wasn't the plan as such, because this is his business, so he, you know, still wanted to do what he wanted to do, but we were meant to open on April 15th, but we were in lockdown, so it gave me more time to convince him of getting all the extras. So I guess we've got a pretty even balance of food and homewares. Also it's quite personal, like we are on like first name basis with a lot of the customers and all of that sort of stuff. So we do want to bring it back a little bit old school and just have that really personal touch, really like realistic advice. And just everyone can get as much as possible coming here without having to go to heaps of different shops.
In your business, how much has online been a factor?
So originally there was no plan to have a website, but given that we were in lockdown and we sort of, when we went into lockdown, we thought maybe it was only going to be a week delayed. It ended up being 6 weeks delayed from our original opening date. So when we found out that we could go to level 2 and offer click and collect, I whipped up a website with the help of one of my friends who does marketing on the phone. She was advising me what to do. So I made a click and collect website, and then obviously no one knew we existed. So it was just from our friends and family. They supported us, they bought as much as they could, clicked it from the door over there. That was about 2 weeks that we were rolling with that, and that was good. It just sort of got us used to packing things and all of that sort of stuff. And then as soon as we opened the doors, which was the first day of level 2, we closed down the click and collect again because we needed to get the fundamentals here sorted. And then I sort of rejigged the website at the start of this year, made it a bit more appealing, and then just launched click and collect about a month ago. And that sort of, we've done that so it helps people get started with this. So a lot of people aren't confident refill shopping, but they want to do it. They just don't know how to do it. So if they can go online, click and collect, and then, or like if they've got their kids and they don't want their kids running around the store, they can order their groceries from their couch. See how affordable it is as well, because I guess you don't know when you're thinking of like a 100-gram unit, what that actually is going to look like. So yeah, we've just recently launched click and collect again.
So you've been in business for almost 12 months. How have you got your name out there?
So initially the idea was brought out in January last year that we were going to do this. So I started an Instagram page pretty quickly. I knew that part of that I wanted to show recipes, like family friendly recipes, using what we were going to be selling. So I started that. That got a pretty good following pretty quickly. And then when we actually opened, we've done, I want to say almost everything. We've done influencer advertising, we've done billboards, we've done print, we've done radio, we've done like the Black Thunder with the radios, we've done just so many things that I guess there's an abundance of that sort of thing just to try and get our like logo out, brand story, and then word of mouth is always the best thing as well, so like a referral based system.
You've done a lot of advertising. what do you think has worked the best?
We really found that the static billboards worked well. They are a pretty intimidating cost, but we've had 2 that have been in a direct flow to the tannery, and we've found that people have gone past the billboard directly here. So that has definitely been value for money, and also they're quite punchy, so that's good for the logo and the brand awareness, but that's been the best thing that we've done.
And what wouldn't you do again?
Probably not so keen on the print advertising. We love Instagram, but influencer marketing hasn't worked well for us, I guess because we're not an online store as such. I think that works really well for someone that's going to see what the influencer's doing, go online, buy that straight away, but it has been good for gaining followers and then that we can engage with them.
As a new business, what hurdles and obstacles have you had to get past?
We knew this was going to be a bit of an obstacle, but being this far down the boardwalk here, we don't get a lot of foot traffic, so just re-educating customers that there's more down here, so that's been a big one. And also we're trying to change people's habits, so we're sort of taking away convenience for quite a lot of things, because people are used to just buying things in packets and then just heating it up in 5 minutes and you've got a meal. Whereas when you shop this way, you also have to sort of change the way you cook a little bit. So just changing people's habits and also re-educating a little bit, because there's a definite misconception that refill shopping is quite expensive, whereas it's not.
So where to from here for Food for Thought?
So we've just, in the last week, introduced fresh produce. A fridge arrived 2 days ago, so we can expand to have more lettuces other than just ambient. And just behind here, we're going to do a freezer, so we can do loose berries and vegetables and all that sort of stuff. So we're not wanting to go crazy with big ideas, but we are just wanting to get as much as possible to make it easier for the consumer to commit to plastic-free shopping. We need to grow a bit, but we are pretty happy with our progress.
Finally, what words of advice, what guidance have you got for other retailers?
You can do it. You don't need to have a lot of money, but you do need to get used to reinvesting basically all of your takings back into your business to sustain your business. Get a network of other small businesses, and then you can bounce off each other, you can become each other's customers, and then that's a rolling effect for more customers. You probably need to have a passion for what you're doing and really, really believe and practice what you preach. It's hard, but it's also worth it.